So there was a case in Connecticut where a kid gets killed by a cop, Black Death Cult member. Right here's the Black Death Cult member. And here's the kid. And of course, guess what happens to the Black Death Cult member? Nothing. Zero. The police shooting was justified, says the state's attorney. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the system, why it is these people can get away with this. They can get away with murder. They can get away with murder. If you stepped in front of your neighbor's car and then you killed him, you would probably be put up on charges and found guilty. Okay, but if you're a cop, if you're wearing the uniform of the Black Death Cult, well, guess what? Do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. So the story is that the kid, this video contains the shooting, so if you don't want to see it, skip this part. The kid gets pulled over for a traffic stop. Okay, so now this is the number one lie that cops like to tell. Oh, we pulled you over for, you were swerving in the lane, you didn't signal, whatever. Something that's totally unprovable in a court. In other words, you can never prove them wrong in a court. If they go in and they say, well, I saw him swerving in the lane, the judge is always going to believe the cop 100% of the time. Okay? 100% of the time. It's called preponderance of evidence. So the judge uses preponderance of evidence, which means he believes the cop 100% of the time. That's without a jury there. Now, a jury mostly sides with the cops in 98% of the cases. So if you ever wonder why there's a bunch of TV shows glorifying what cops do, it's to sway public opinion in their favor. So the kid gets pulled over on a traffic stop. He decides, well, look, I'm out of here. Bye. Not pulling over. Bye. For whatever reason. We don't know what the reason was. Could be for anything, any reason at all, including he could be scared for his life. It's always the cop was in fear for his life. This cop was in fear for his life, so he's justified in shooting. But when you're in fear for your life and you run from the cops, well, you're wrong. You're wrong. So the kid is running from the cops right now. You can see him here. Look, he backs up. He's gonna get out some more. Now this is when the guy runs in front of the car. Okay, so he doesn't have to run in front of a car here. He could just let the kid go on his way and they could chase him some more. I mean, one of the problems is with these cops is they never seem to find any other way, even though technology is so advanced right now. We have drones, we have tracking devices, we have all kinds of technology that they could use to chase people down, but they're not using it. They're not employing it. So instead they do stuff like this. Guy runs out in front of the car. This is where he shoots him. Look, he blasts him. And look, he gets out of the way, no problem. He's claiming he's in fear for his life, but he's totally out of the way of the kid. Look, he's out of the way. He didn't get hurt. Now the kid stops the car because he's shot, and his girlfriend gets out. But this guy claims, I was in fear for my life. Watch this. Moves out of the way. I was in fear for my life. Look, you got out of the way easily. How were you in fear for your life? You could have put the gun down and moved out of the way, but it doesn't matter. Once again, no matter what you say about these cops, no matter what you say about them, you are at fault. He's never at fault. This was the second time this guy used deadly force during an incident. Second time, so he's already killed somebody and he's back on the job. And the state's prosecutor concluded that he was justified in using deadly force because he feared he would be run over as Vega Cruz tried to speed away. Even though he got out of the way of the car, look, it wasn't even close. Look at it, it's not even close. Look at this. It's not even close. You can't see it because of the words, but he's already out of the way of the car. And the kid's not trying to hit him. He's not swerving the car towards him. He's getting out of the way of the cop. But it doesn't matter because this cop is protected by the state's attorney. He's protected by the prosecuting attorney. Here's the report for the state's attorney. Now they lie once again. These Black Death Cult members lie constantly. They lie again and say, well, we're going to, whenever we have a cop involved shooting, we'll transfer it to another county so they can, they can look it over. And we'll transfer it to the state's attorney so they can look it over so we can get a fair assessment of what happened. They're all in the same team. See, this is the lie they tell you. You're going to get a fair shake from the state's attorney. No, you're not. No, you're not. The state's attorney is on the side of the cops 100% of the time. Now, every now and then, I mean, 1 out of a million times, someone like the guy who killed Oscar Grant goes to jail. Just the smallest number of times you can think of, a cop actually gets held accountable. But and this is only recently. So the point is that they make it seem like, oh no, you're not going to investigate yourself. We're going to have someone else from another county investigate you. Then we're going to have the state's attorney investigate you to present fairness. No. They're all on the same team. This is like a football team, an offense and a defense. The offense and the defense are on the same team. They're just not on the field at the same time. So the attorney in the next county is just not in the same courtroom, and the state's attorney is just not in the same courtroom, but they're on the same team. Just like an offensive and a defensive person on a football team are on the same team. They're both going for the same result, to win the game. And they're not going to betray each other in the process. That's what the state's attorney is. He's on the same team as the cop. They employ the cop. They pay the cop. They want the cop to do this. They want the cop to do whatever he wants to, because he gets full 100% license to do it. Why? Why? Because they're all in the same cult. I call it a team, but it's a cult because it extends past cops. It extends past prosecutors, into judges, into government officials, any type of government official. Federal government official, state government official, local government official, county government official, city government official, state prosecutor, county prosecutor, city prosecutor, U.S. attorney. They're all on the same team, and they all pledge their allegiance to a cult. They're all in the same cult. It's called the Black Death Cult. And you and I can do nothing about it. This is the kid that got killed. What makes his life less important than the cop's life? What makes his life, this is the kid, what makes his life less important than this guy's? Nothing. But to the state's attorney, this guy's life is less important than this guy's. To the city attorney, this guy's life is less important than this guy. To the cops, this guy's life is less important than this guy's. Why? Because this guy ain't in the cult. It's very simple. When you look at it, it's very simple. He's not in the cult. he's in society. He's a kid that's in society. He's adhering to different ideas and different principles of his existence, social type ideas, social type existence. When this cop is in the Black Death Cult, 100%. This kid ain't in the Black Death Cult. He's not participating in their ideas. Cops never get blamed for anything. Do you remember this? In Kansas, there was a kid that called the cops. This is the kid right here. He called the cops, did a swatting call on a kid who was playing a video game. This is the guy right here that was playing the video game. This guy comes out of his house, and Wichita, Kansas police officers kill him. Kill him. They kill this guy. So the police officers kill this guy from a phone call that this kid made. And guess who they blame? The shooting should not have happened, Sedgwick County District Attorney, Black Death Cult member, Mark Bennett said, but this officer's decision was made in the context of a false call. So now it's not his fault. See, once again, it's not his fault. It's this kid's fault. And guess what? This kid went to jail for 20 years. This kid gets a 20-year sentence. They take his life away. So cops show up, kill this guy, and then who pays for it? Not the cop, this kid. Not the cop, the kid who made the phone call. The cop's not on the hook. The kid who made the phone call, it's his fault. And once again, guess who's sticking up for him? District Attorney. Guess who's sticking up for this guy in Wethersfield that shot this kid? Guess who's sticking up for him? State's Attorney. So you think there's any difference between a city attorney, county district attorney, federal attorney, county attorney? No, there's no difference. They're all in the same cult. That's why you can never fight them. You can never win. The game is set up for you to lose, and you are under complete control. This is the cop that shot the guy. This is the cop that shot this guy right here. Shot this poor guy right here. This is the guy that got killed. This is the cop. What makes this guy's life more important than this guy's life or this guy's life? Nothing, except that he is in the Black Death Cult. This kid ain't in the Black Death Cult. He's playing video games. This guy's not in the Black Death Cult. He was at his house with his family, not participating in Black Death Cult activities. Guess who was? I lost a kid. Oh, this guy. This guy right here. This is the Black Death Cult member. Right here. This is him. He's out. He's out with guns. He's out dressed in black. Black is the color of the Black Death Cult. That's why I call them the Black Death Cult, because black is their color. Think about it. The fictional character we call Death is dressed in what? A black robe. There's a reason for that. It goes back to the Saturn cult of Saturn. Thousands of years ago, they worship Saturn. And guess what their colors are? Black and green. Look what this guy's wearing. Black and green. And his life is more important than this life and this life. Because guess what? You got no charges against him, even though he killed the guy. The kid who made the phone call gets his life taken away. This cop right here kills this kid, and guess what? He doesn't pay any price. So you got to beware of these supposed, public servants, these cops. They're not here for you. They're not here to help you. They're not here to help you get along. They are here to violence you, 100%. And they're here to violence you, not for the state, not for the city, not for the county. they're working much deeper than that. They're taking an oath to something much deeper than the state. They're taking an oath to something much deeper than the Constitution. They're taking an oath to something that you don't understand because you're not in the cult. But when they raise their hand and they take that oath, they're not taking it to you. They're not taking it to God. They're taking it to the Black Death cult. So all we can do is just, at this point, just hope for the best.